Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where after Orton and Rollins, we hope Bray Wyatt has fire insurance. It's Lost in the Midcard. We're back. We had last week off as I was in Jamaica all week, having a lot of fun, visiting Bob Marley's house, drinking a lot of rum. It was a damn good time. Good to be back home, though. Good. Last 2 days, I've been watching a shit ton of professional wrestling. 2 episodes of SmackDown, 2 episodes of Raw. NXT, AEW. I'm all caught up, so we're going to talk about it. And we've got a new segment as well. At the end of the show, we have set up an email address, litmcpodcast@gmail.com. We're going to do a little mailbag segment at the end of the show. We put it out on Twitter early this evening before we recorded, but let you guys know as you're listening to the podcast at any time, shoot us an email at litmcpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll read your questions on the air and answer them. But first, thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes, Spotify, and any other podcasting apps. All you have to do is type in Lost in the Midcard, and you'll be able to find what you're looking for. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way every Wednesday. Sometimes we may come at you at different days, so it's always good to subscribe so then you know. We are also on the YouTube, and the links to all that are on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard, as well as our Twitter at LITMC Podcast, where we also share a lot of the great tweets from the wrestling world. I am your host, Jeremy Bennett. You can find me on the Twitter at JBHuskers. As always, my co-host, he is on the Twitter at RawFShowtime. It is Mr. Matt Black. Matt, how you doing?
I am doing better than 2K's reviews for WWE 2K20 right now.
Yeah.
That's how much better I'm doing.
It's not good that
it's not pretty.
It's not
pretty.
It's not good that Fix WWE 2K20 was trending in the United States today.
Dude, I think it still is trending.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm glad I stayed away from it. Like I said, I barely bought 19. I only bought 19 for the Flair stuff, and I barely played it. So.
I don't think it's trending at the moment, but it was trending like a good portion of today.
Yeah.
So, it's not trending right now. But just the fact that it trended for a majority of today, says all you need to know. NWA Power and AEW Dark are both trending right now, however.
Plus the World Series and NBA opening night are on right now, so 2K is getting 2K is getting a pass.
2K is appreciative of pro wrestling and the World Series being on right now.
Yeah. And plus I mean, AEW Dark and NWA Power are 2 great additions to watch on YouTube, aren't they?
Power.
I'll watch tonight. I just finished episode 2. I'll watch tonight's episode here after we get done recording, I'm sure. God, I love it. We'll talk about a little more about Power here later on. But as always, also our other co-host, he is on the Twitter at NoOneLikeD, Mr. Daryl Bullock, who got a special birthday wish from Matt Taven. And Matt Taven now knows the wonders of the 1-inch. How was that message? Did you like that message, Daryl?
That was awesome. But he told me to tell both you jobbers, don't talk about my 1-inch.
Or Melvins. Probably called us Melvins, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He called both you guys Melvins.
That was
so your name is now Melvin Bennett and Melvin Black.
Well, it's not my fault if he wasn't so busy counting his gigantic new Ring of Honor contract payments.
Wouldn't you
be? He might have seen your birthday request weeks ago.
Hold on. First of all, shout out to Leo Rush and the Clutch.
Yeah.
For shouting out Lost in that card.
Less than 24 hours, by the way.
Yes.
That turnaround, he got back to our boy Marcho that made that video.
Yeah.
Got that video done for us. Less than 24 hours that came back.
And an even bigger shout out to Mark Cho. Bro, I appreciate you. I know the thought that you were that you had in mind for my birthday. I appreciate that. You went to your second your second plan to Leo Rush, and I appreciate that too. I appreciate you completely, and we all appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Leo and Taven giving us some shout outs and two very entertaining videos.
Mama, I made it.
I believe those are shared on our Twitter, right, Matt? I'm pretty sure.
I don't know if they are. I know they were I know they were tagged in it. I don't know if we. I don't know if we remembered to retweet them or not.
Yeah, we'll have to retweet those for people that may want to watch those.
They better fucking be.
Those are some cool videos that those guys did.
Oh, real quick before we start the show, Matt, this is for you. Go Clippers.
Ooh.
Dude, it's fucking October. It's like, has the regular season even tipped off yet?
Yeah, 2 games tonight.
Yes, it's the first game tonight, dude. The Lakers play the first game tonight against the Clippers. What is wrong with you?
Well, there's a game on right now, but
really follow the fucking NBA until the All-Star break, because none of these games in October to January fucking matter.
You know what?
So I had no clue who they were playing tonight.
Pelicans and Raptors going on right now, and then Lakers Clippers.
Go Clippers.
I will watch the Lakers beat some Clipper ass tonight. I was gonna play 2K, but that kind of sounds more.
No, you rather watch LeBron get.
I would rather
watch LeBron get shut down by Kawhi.
Bam.
Oh, and also JB, since I
want to
tomorrow
talk to you
night. Tomorrow
night, tomorrow night.
Yeah, you're in my home.
Yeah. Celtics and Sixers tomorrow night, ESPN, 6:30 Central.
But you know the shit talk. It's because I love you guys. Let's talk some wrestling now.
Some bitch.
Normally when we skip a week, we don't go back on TV. But hey, AEW, it's worth it to talk a little bit about last week's episode. Episode 2, let's just say. It's so weird because the timing of our show is 6 days after it, so I guess it's damn near 2 weeks ago. But gentlemen, episodes 2 and 3. I felt like they were solid shows. What were your guys' thoughts so far, just as a whole, on AEW 3 episodes in?
I'm enjoying it. You know, it's more so I don't know what to expect, and that may be a thing because it's new. Hopefully, later on down the line, like I can still have that what's going to happen next. You know, it's going to still have that type of appeal on me. But I've been happy with it. The quality of matches, the storylines, the promos. I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Matt?
AEW is easily my favorite wrestling every week. I actually look forward to watching a wrestling program nowadays, and that's actually really nice. Instead of going, oh God, what's Vince going to give us tonight? To be able to look forward to AEW every Wednesday and go, hey, I get to watch AEW and I get to tune into NXT afterwards. I dig that stuff, man. It makes me happy. Wednesday is really the real night for professional wrestling now.
Yeah.
Mondays is a thing of the past.
Yeah, and speaking of Mondays and speaking of Vince, it's so funny how he can just completely ruin like one of the hottest baby faces in the company with Seth Rollins. Now he's getting booed. I think he's dropping the title at Crown Jewel. I think normally that's a house show, a glorified house show where not much happens. I think
I doubt it.
I doubt it. You don't think so?
Yeah. No, the only reason I don't think so is because you look at the culture in other countries, like they don't necessarily, have the same frame of mind as we do. So, and I'm not saying that as a bad thing or a negative thing. I think that they're more so programmed to like the good guys and hate the bad guys. Air quotes in my hands.
Yeah.
But us as I won't say us as Americans, because I know that there are other countries like such as England or the UK who kind of see things kind of in the same light as far as wrestling wise as we do. We're more so realists. We don't too much look at the storylines, and you can't tell me who to boo and you can't tell me who to cheer. So I think unless proven otherwise next week, I don't think they're going to boo Seth Rollins, and I think they're going to cheer him, and I think he's going to retain.
See, I disagree with you. Okay. I think the Fiend is over worldwide.
Okay.
I think the Fiend will be cheered. I think Rollins will get his fair share as well. I do not think there will be a title change. Because at that point, do they just move the Fiend back to Raw afterwards? Because the Fiend's on SmackDown.
Yeah, good point. I forgot about that.
With the draft. But here's also the other thing. Cain Velasquez doesn't have a brand yet. And he just showed up on Raw on Monday night and beat up Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah.
So if they wanted to, they could essentially move the Universal title to Friday nights, and they could put the title on Kane and move him to Raw, and he could be on Raw Monday nights. I'm just saying. Look, I don't think it's going to happen, but it is in a greater realm of possibility probably than any other Saudi show before it that there is a chance that we'll see a title change on the 31st. I'm not expecting it, but it could happen.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I think there's a reason why not only was Kane not drafted anywhere, but they had him show up on Raw Monday night too. I think there's something. I think there's something to that people aren't really looking into yet.
And there's nothing to say that the Universal title can't be on SmackDown, so you never know. I mean,
yeah, I'd say take the Universal title, put a blue strap on it, and call it a day.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. This is the most interesting of all the.
But it's not like the women's titles where one is actually actually quote unquote titled SmackDown Women's Title or
exactly.
Raw title. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're Universal and WWE.
The only thing that quote unquote makes it Raw is the fact that it's red.
Red, yep.
Which can be changed. Straps can be changed. The Ultimate Warrior had 5 or 6 different colored strap on his championship back in the day. So this is not out of the realm of possibility that they could swap these titles between brands and they could just change the color of the strap that Bray's wearing. Dude, they could do some ridiculous Firefly Funhouse strap.
Yeah.
Shit, they did some shit for Daniel Bryan. They did a wooden title with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. And that way they could just have another excuse to sell more Bray Wyatt merch on WWE Shop.
I mean, I don't know if I don't know about them putting the title on Kane right away, but he's wrestled 2 matches in his life, so.
Yeah, but dude, if you're bringing him in his first matches for the title, can he really lose?
No, you can't.
Yeah.
You just diminish his brand
especially since you just signed this dude. You just signed this dude to a multi-year deal.
Yeah, you're
if
paying.
He comes in his first fight and loses. What credibility is left on this guy? I feel like he almost has to beat Brock.
And they're paying him. I mean, I'm sure they're paying him.
That's just not gonna be clean, dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
If Brock wins, I mean, because they love.
Oh yeah, if Brock wins, it's not going to be clean.
It's not going to be clean.
Kicking the ding ding.
Like pretty much Shelton Benjamin coming in interfering. Not to say it's going to happen, but it's going to be something where somebody's interfering because that doesn't make any sense. For one, for Fox, Brock losing that fast.
Yeah.
And then 2, what's the purpose of you bringing him in and beat up Shelton Benjamin on Raw?
Yeah. Yeah, but hell, yeah, we'll get into that once we get to Raw, but yeah, it's weird that this has turned into the most interesting Saudi show, overseas show that we're looking forward to the most, even though still it's like.
Well, let's face it, it's a 2-match card.
Yeah.
It's because I could give 2 shits about Team Hogan versus Team Flair. I don't care about the tag team turmoil gauntlet gimmick. I don't care about Mansoor and Cesaro. And if there's any other match other than those 5 we just talked about, I seriously don't know what they are.
I honestly think that Mansoor and Cesaro is going to be a good one.
Oh, it's
going to be a good match, but let's face it, we haven't seen anything from Mansoor since he won that fucking Battle Royal the last time they were in Saudi.
No, because I think
he's been on NXT 1 time,
and he lost.
Then, and he lost
2 minutes. He lost 2 minutes to Dijakovic, I think.
Come on now, I've seen what happened to him. He was working at Walmart last week when I was getting my fucking groceries.
Oh, poor Mansoor.
Ooh.
You ass.
Ooh.
Come on, man.
But truth be told, I think when it comes to this Crown Jewel, I think they're boosting that shit up because, the first Crown Jewel 2 years ago, we watched because it was during the middle of the day, and it was something new. Okay, cool, whatever. It was more gimmicky. It's the WrestleMania, whatever. Last year was that the one with bald headed Shawn Michaels?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay, so we watched Triple H get hurt again,
Yeah.
and we watched bald headed Shawn Michaels be a shell of himself, and that's what it was. It wasn't anything more than that. Like honestly, they're just trying to hype it up. I mean, that's just pretty much what it is. Like, and do I want to watch it? Yeah. Will I watch it live? No.
Yeah, it's in the afternoon again. If there's nothing else to do.
It's on what, the 30th or 31st?
31st. It's on Halloween after. I think it's like 1 p.m. Eastern on Halloween.
Yep.
I got kids, man. I'm going trick or treat.
All right, Heath.
At 1 o'clock in the
At
afternoon.
1 o'clock in the afternoon, you're not going to be trick or treating, though, pal.
I'll probably be working.
Like you don't watch wrestling at work.
Thursday.
God,
You've revealed that to me before, sir.
Got him.
Anybody listening to my podcast that works with me, I actually do work.
Well, I haven't for 3 months, so I'm probably not going to be working by then, so I'll probably watch it.
Oh, Lord.
But no, but to be honest with you, like that gives me something to watch Thursday night or Friday morning because I'm usually home on Fridays. But needless to say, I'm actually intrigued. And what you said about the Team Hogan, Team Flair thing, I would not be surprised if what we discussed a couple of weeks ago on the podcast, if Edge shows up.
Yeah, but they've already named all the members.
They haven't named the last member of Team Flair though.
They did.
They named him on Monday. It's Drew.
It's Drew
McIntyre.
McIntyre.
Get the fuck out of here.
But they might have written Ricochet off.
Yeah, that's true.
With Drew's attack after the match.
Dude, you don't waste. Look, if Edge is we've all heard the rumors of Edge's potential return to the ring.
Well,
if I'm WWE, I don't waste Edge's return to the ring at Crown Jewel.
Well, they wasted Shawn Michaels' return to the ring.
But Shawn Michaels was a one-time deal. Shawn came in for the paycheck.
Is Edge really a one-time deal?
That's what we need to discuss, because from my understanding, if everything I'm hearing is accurate, it's not a one-time deal. He would be coming back on like a Brock Lesnar type schedule. So if that's accurate, you don't wait. To me, you don't waste at Crown Jewel.
Him coming back at Crown Jewel, you probably would bring him back. Honestly, me personally, I'm bring him back at Survivor Series. Yep, Survivor Series.
As a mystery team member of somebody's team.
Yep.
Then that's how you bring Edge back. Or you even announce it on the Go Home show before Survivor Series to make people buy the network.
Yeah.
You know what, Matt? On this day, you see clearly.
I try.
Come to light.
I try.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting.
Some bitch.
Back to AEW. I like how they put over how it was a major surprise that Private Party beat the Bucks.
We called that shit.
I know.
We called that shit.
We all called it. Damn good match though. Holy Jesus! But yeah. You think they're getting by the Lucha Brothers tomorrow?
No, I still think it's going to be Lucha Brothers and SCU.
That's what they sure.
Yeah, I think it's the same.
I'd rather it be Private Party in the finals and winning the whole thing.
Yeah.
But they've already set. Look, they did 2 weeks worth of storyline building between SCU and the Lucha Brothers. They had that stare down in DC before the tournament began, and then on this last show they had the Lucha Brothers run out and do what they did to Daniels.
Yeah.
There's no way that they're not telegraphing the finals for us. It's SCU and it's the Lucha Brothers, and fucking I hope to God SCU wins the tag titles.
Me too.
Because I've had my fucking fill of the Lucha Brothers in 2019. I've had enough.
I've
seen.
not yet.
I don't know. I feel they're overexposed to me right now. So I'm really hoping if that's the finals, I hope SCU gets the gold.
I do too. I mean, I don't feel the same way as far as them being oversold. I just think that
No, not oversold, overexposed.
overexposed. I mean,
like they're everywhere, man. They've
well,
impacted.
but
Triple
let me.
A and AEW. It's just like, okay, I get it. You're a great tag team. I'm tired of seeing you right now.
Yeah.
Like they gotta scale them back a bit. I feel like
Shit,
anytime I
I
turn
wouldn't. To
on
be honest with you,
wrestling right now that's not WWE, I see the fucking Lucha Brothers.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind seeing SCU and Private Party. I'm just
Well,
saying
I mean, what if? I mean,
what I'd like to see.
it's not out of the realm that SCU fucks over the Lucha Brothers in that match, especially if that match is first.
The turnabout's fair play. I wouldn't mind that at all. But then I would worry that the Lucha Brothers would end up costing SCU.
So then
that means
Private Party and Dark Order.
And the Private Party. And oh my
you
god,
know how that's going. You know how that's going to fucking go.
Well,
I'd rather have the Lucha Brothers hold the tag titles over Dark Order.
Well, AEW says they're listening to the fans, and look how much Dark Order we've seen on TV so far.
Yeah, I think none, hasn't it been? I don't think they've been on.
Nah, they'll be on tomorrow.
TNT.
They're obviously on tomorrow. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think they've been on yet. I think they've been on Dark once though, right?
Yeah, I've only seen the first Dark episode, so.
I have no interest in seeing the Dark Order. What they do, nothing for me.
It's a great tag team, shitty gimmick.
Terrible gimmick.
They're cool. I mean, it is what it is.
They need a repackage.
Yeah, but they're pretty much running the same thing as what they were in PWG, Super Smash Brothers. Like, the fuck?
Yeah.
I get it, but it's supposed to be, air quote, gimmicky. But I'm good.
Jericho and his posse came out and confirmed it's a stable, the Inner Circle. I am not a fan of that T-shirt, though, dude. I think it's
kind of lame.
It looks like it was done on MS Paint.
What shirt?
The Inner Circle shirt.
The Inner Circle shirt.
Oh, I like the Inner Circle shirt.
I don't.
I'm not a big fan of it either.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it crashed Pro Wrestling Tees the night that it went on sale. So
yeah.
I mean, our opinions are irrelevant at this point. But then again, these are the same people that are buying Young Bucks flip flops. So
yeah.
Yeah. I like Young Bucks flip flops.
This segment's cracked me up, though. I will openly admit.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
It's getting ridiculous at this point, but it's funny ridiculous, so I'm good with it.
What's getting ridiculous?
The Nick forcing Matt to wear
all
the ridiculous best-selling merch for Pro Wrestling Tees.
I'm too behind on PTEs, so yeah, I gotta catch up.
Oh yeah, you've missed quite a bit of merch hawking.
Oh my god, I've watched so much pro wrestling the last 2 days though.
You should have taken a pro wrestling break and watched BTE tonight instead.
I decided to watch.
He was having too much fun in Jamaica. I actually watched wrestling.
I was watching NWA Power though instead of BTE, and I enjoyed that too. So.
Yeah, but you just said you watched too much wrestling. You could have put Power on the back burner.
Yeah.
And you could have watched some shorter episodes of BTE tonight instead.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. I loved it. Jericho calling Sammy Guevara a Spanish god. Look how sexy he is. And then as Jake Hager they chant "We the People," and Jericho goes, "That was a shitty gimmick. It sucked. It was
a stupid idea for bad creative, and it's all gone now."
That was a great line.
I just love the fact that the AEW gives them their own creative, let them do what the fuck they want to do.
Yeah.
Don't script Jericho.
Nope.
You know, and don't script anybody. Let them fall on their face if worse comes to worse.
Yeah.
I'd rather a real promo from somebody that they fall flat on their face than some of the scripted bullshit that WWE is feeding down their throats right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed the
Think about that.
I really enjoyed the introduction though of the Inner Circle, and of course Jericho is just gold. So. Darby Allin and Jimmy Havoc had a number one contenders match, which is Pac was on commentary, I think, for this. He had a good point. He had a good point. He's like, how are these guys? Like Darby's had a loss, Jimmy's had some losses. Pac was like 2-0 at that point. It's like he had a good beef there. That why he wasn't in the picture. But
He's not wrong.
no, that was interesting. I thought Moxley and Spears was real solid. Omega coming out with a barbed wire broom because he's the cleaner. That was great.
Very creative.
um, and then of course Pac getting involved, which is weird too, and then that leads to a tag match from last week. And then
A tag team match, player.
yeah, holla holla. Then the main event was Jericho and Guevara taking on Dustin Rhodes and Hangman Page. Of course, Dustin was asking Hangman Page a couple weeks back on BTE, where the hell were you, man? So he said he's going to make it up to him. He made it up to him with a loss. Well, Dustin took the pin, but you know what I mean. MJF, they sure teased another heel turn there, didn't they? Do you still think it's coming at Full Gear, or do you?
It's obvious. That's the perfect place for it to happen. Why he's in a title match.
Yeah, because we ain't gonna change titles yet. Title hand. You're not gonna. Jericho's not gonna drop it yet. They're just picking up steam with the inner circle. So, you know, I would, there's no way you shouldn't have them drop it yet. Who do you have them drop it to at this point though? Hangman again? Like Hangman work his way back up, or?
I'm giving it to Page.
Yeah.
Strategically, I'm giving it to Page because it's not too many faces out there outside the elite who fans will like just immediately get behind.
Yeah.
Just my personal opinion.
And I get the fact that putting it on Jericho, the worldwide star. I understand putting him in there.
That's where the money's at.
Yeah. So, I totally understand that. I'm all about Page working his way back up and taking it off Jericho 3-4 months down the road.
Yeah, I'm totally behind that. Like, because if you think about it, Omega or Cody or those two specifically, I just think that it's going to be like very stereotypical executive VPs, and I don't think it would go well with us as the fans.
Yeah.
But then also, if you put it on someone like another fan favorite, let's just say Darby per se, or Joey, they're not ready yet. But you know the caliber of Hangman. He already fought for the title once. He wasn't like the biggest member in the elite. He's like the little brother. This is perfect for him. He's the underdog. He lost once. He's going to get his stuff together. Went back again. I mean,
yeah,
it just makes more sense.
I love the hell out of Darby coming down the ramp on his skateboard and attacking Jericho. That was
cool.
That was fucking sweet. And it got such a response. He came out. I think it's going to be a part of his entrance from now on because he did it at the main event this past week. So
on Wednesday,
yeah. So let's talk about last Wednesday for AEW Dynamite. Episode number 3. Before the show went live, Cody Rhodes put a tweet out and goes, "What a wonderful surprise!" Talking about the gorilla position, someone put up a sign that said, "In memory of Virgil Runnels, who's Dusty Rhodes," and so now the gorilla position, as known, is called the Dusty position with his authentic cowbell sitting there, and I guess Cody knew nothing about it till he saw it in Gorilla. So I think that's pretty cool. Now we got to call it. When we're talking about AEW, we got to call it the Dusty now. So
the Dusty. You know what's crazy? I text Matt like probably the day of the show. I'm up and down the road between here and Philly most of the time. It's Philly sports fan. Why did I get an email about 3:00? I think I told you this, JB, for free tickets for the AEW show.
Yeah.
I was so pissed.
Son of a bitch.
So pissed. It was a good show.
We unfortunately we lost Matt. His laptop crashed, so as soon as he can get back on, we'll get him back on. But D and I,
That's okay. He'll be back.
we got him covered. D and I are going to talk about last week's AEW. Kicked off, as we mentioned, SCU getting attacked by the Lucha Brothers and Scorpio Sky. Scorpio Sky wrestling in socks. That's impressive because that's got to be slick as hell.
That's pure athleticism.
Man. As JR, put him over after SCU got the victory. He said, as they beat the Best Friends in the tag team tournament, he said, Scorpio Sky was the star of the match there, and that ain't a lie, is it?
My God.
That dude is amazing. We got to look at Santana and Ortiz. They took on a couple of jobbers.
That took long enough.
Yeah. Then Jericho got on the video screen to announce that Santana and Ortiz are going to take on the Bucky Boys, Matt and Nick Jackson at Full Gear. That'll be that'll be a match.
Mm-hmm.
How great was that video package with Cody Rhodes leading up to his title shot at Full Gear? That was fucking awesome, wasn't it?
I like the fact that they're doing like these preludes to, just these vignettes.
Some people I saw on social media, I saw some people comparing it to the MMA style of things.
Yeah, they're bringing a different aspect. Just do something different. That's what we've been looking for. That's what all wrestling fans, instead of the promos, and you see the one wrestler the night before them, the main event, and you don't see him the week before or whatever the case. I just it's refreshing to see something different.
Yeah. Riho and Britt Baker for the women's championship.
That was a good one.
Yeah, and with Riho getting the win, countering the lockjaw, which was the submission finisher by Britt Baker.
Is let me ask you this real quick, and I'll ask Matt later on. Is that the brutalizer with a mandible claw?
I don't know. I'm not sure what the brutalizer is off the top of my head, but
the brutalizer is what tapped Kenny Omega out against Pac. Pac's move is the brutalizer.
Yeah. But he would do that standing up where Britt applies it on the mat.
Okay. I just wanted to see, because you rarely see the same move by by two different people.
When Pac did it, Omega was standing straight up and he passed out.
And he passed out. Yeah. Right. Okay.
So it's probably slightly different.
Okay.
But it's much like a pile driver and a tombstone. Hey, A and B, right?
Yeah. Except you got a little midget hanging on your back.
A little bastard hanging on your back.
Yeah, a little bastard. There it is.
One of the highlights of the night for me, Daryl, was how well Jungle Boy and Marco Stunt did against the Lucha Brothers.
Marco Stunt was the highlight of the whole night.
Yeah, usually guys like that would get squashed, but it made both of those guys look credible. Of course, Marco filled in for Luchasaurus, who had
I'm kind of glad he did. I'm kind of, I mean, no offense to Luchasaurus, but I'm kind of happy that he was able to showcase himself.
It strengthened the trio.
Yes, it did. Very much so.
He had unfortunately, Luchasaurus had a leg injury, I think a thigh injury, so he could not compete.
He hurt his hamstring.
Man,
we don't know how long he's going to be out for either.
Yeah, like JR said he was in the hospital. Welcome back, Matt. JR said he was in the hospital or something too.
The computer crashed.
Yeah, we
technical
mentioned
difficulties. Shit happens.
We did mention that on the air, and as we are into last week's edition of
did y'all bury me?
No.
Nope. Just said you crashed, and
I said you're the awesomest guy ever.
We just said you crashed. Well, you can always go back.
Isn't that nice of you?
I don't think he said that, but we didn't bury you at all. You could go back and check the tape later.
My paranoid ass will go back and check the tape later.
He would.
No, to be honest, we just said Matt's computer crashed, so me and D are going to carry on here with the AEW talk, and that was about it, to be honest.
Pretty much.
We were talking about how great Jungle Boy and Marco Stunt looked against the Lucha Brothers.
Yeah. Tell me that wasn't a good match, dude.
So
I thought it was a great match. I mean, I missed Luchasaurus, but I mean, Marcus Stunt did what he needed to do,
Yeah.
and I
Exactly.
do got a lot of hate online for to me, in my opinion, absolutely no reason.
The fuck were they hating on him for?
Because he's too small. And
First of all,
him bumping the Lucha Brothers isn't realistic.
first of all, I'm gonna tell
Let me
folks
get
like
out my
this.
slider and rate this
it's
match
still
out.
real to me, damn it.
Can I shoot real quick? Do I have permission
Shoot
from both
away,
of you?
my brother.
From a guy, his high school freshman year was 4'11". Made the varsity basketball team at 5'2". Graduated from high school at 5'6", and is standing at a whopping 6'2" right now. Fuck all of you. Fuck all of you. Let that man live his dream and do whatever. If you don't believe that it took a hell of a bump like that, that's your fucking problem,
It
not
was
his. He makes more money than all of you.
It was a
And I
damn
digress.
good match. End of story.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Watch that shit on TV like you're going to do every Wednesday. Talk your shit because that's all you can do. And keep it the fuck moving. Let that man work. Let that man earn his living. Because like I said a few minutes ago, he makes more money than you and his wallet will crush you. I like Marco Stunt. JB likes Marco Stunt. Matt Black likes Marco Stunt.
I mean, I like him, but I liked him a hell of a lot more after that match, as a performer. That was tremendous. A lot of my favorites in the ring at once in this next match: Moxley and Pac against Omega and Hangman. Tremendous match with Pac turning on, or Moxley turning on Pac. Moxley basically just tired of Pac's shit. Pac doesn't want Moxley to use weapons, and Moxley just said "fuck you" and gave him the paradigm shift.
That damn bastard.
That sets up Moxley versus Pac tomorrow night or tonight as you listen to the podcast. That sets up that match on Dynamite. So Omega and Hangman get the win because Moxley left Pac high. Pac, I guess it's Pac. I keep saying Pac, but
Apparently both pronunciations are correct.
good.
From the research that I have done. So Pac, whatever you want to say, they're both correct.
So in addition to Pac and Moxley, of course, you got the both semifinal matches of the tag tournament. Britt Baker going home to Britsburg. She's going to be in action as well. So I guess that's all we know so far, right?
Yep.
Jericho and Darby Allin main eventing for the AEW World Championship.
I cannot wait.
That was a damn good match, wasn't it? I mean, Allin doing that shit with his hands tied behind his back?
Yes.
Jesus Christ. And that can't feel good, taking a bump with your hands behind your back. Because the first thing you learn in wrestling school is how to take a flat back bump.
Can I ask you both questions? How old are you guys? We're both, or all three of us over 35, right?
I'm 40.
Yes. Matt's 37. I'm 37. Yes, I told my age.
Darby's 22.
Kayfabe is dead.
Yes.
Darby's 22.
Darby's 22. You could do dumb shit like that when you're 22.
Jericho's 49. Or 48. I think he's 49 later this year.
Yes, he has the dad bod.
He does.
But honestly, like, you could do shit like that when you're 22 years old, man.
I
Take
suppose.
a
He's done a lot of shit at 22 that
pretty much. He's not gonna be able to walk by the time he's 27, but it's okay.
And as I mentioned a little earlier, the fact that Allin attacking Jericho the week before, riding down the ramp with a skateboard, I guess now it's part of his entrance. I like it. I like it a lot, man.
I like it a lot.
So after Jericho's win, the Inner Circle comes in with a little bit of the bubbly as we end the show.
Little bit of bubbly.
Oh man. So NXT now, which is on the same night as AEW. It's the night to watch pro wrestling, right?
Yes, indeed.
Tommaso Ciampa got his first in-ring competition since his major neck surgery. Welcome back.
My guy is back.
Angel Garza, he's going to be a star eventually. I know that much. Well, Kyle O'Reilly giving the announce table a USB drive. That was a little weird, but hey. They show on the USB drive beating the shit out of Velveteen Dream. As a warning to Ciampa and Finn Balor, if they want to take that title away from Adam Cole, baby.
You said who?
Adam Cole, baby.
Who? Alan Cole?
David Allen Coe.
There it is.
Then we got some matches. Lorcan and Birch took on Imperium, and Io Shirai took on Caden Carter. I'm impressed with Caden Carter. She's a disciple of the Dudleys school. I think she'll be a star one of these days. I thought this was heading towards a triple threat number one contenders match with Io and Shayna and Rhea, but I don't know. I guess maybe the winner of Rhea and Bianca tomorrow maybe takes on Io, and then that's the number one contender. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure what their plan is at the moment.
Well, then they made it even more weird with Tegan Nox making her return to the ring and got an interview and a hug from Dakota Kai, and then Shayna Baszler and her two horsewomen came down and got in their face. So it's like really muddled right now.
Yeah, I think there's way too many contenders for the championship right now.
Yeah, I don't think Dakota and Tegan should be considered contenders because they just got back. They needed to get a few more wins under their belt. But I honestly think it should be Io, and I think Io should take the title. I mean, take the title from in that long run of Shayna. I think Io deserves it right now.
I don't think they'll move the title from heel to heel.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's not typical Triple H style booking.
And what is
so I don't see that happening.
And what is Bianca right now? A heel or face? You know,
she's Bianca.
Yeah, I mean the crowd cheers her, but the crowd cheers Io too because they just love the new persona. And
yep.
Rhea Ripley, I guess, is a baby face, but she doesn't really act like one either. So it's interesting.
Yeah, the NXT women's division is full of a lot of heels right now.
It is.
It's very heel heavy.
Yeah, and there's no babyface legit top contender. I mean, it was Candice LeRae, but she just lost. So there's not really a legit babyface female that you think can take the title off of Shayna right now. If Rhea's a babyface, which maybe she is now, I don't know. She just acts like a badass all the time, but the crowd cheers her. The crowd cheers about everybody. So, NXT Universe just loves all the women. Probably one of the best, not really feud. It's not really a feud. It's just a set of matches that have delivered is Keith Lee and Dominic Dijakovic. And William Regal announced after Velveteen Dream got beat down, he will not be able to compete next week for the North American Championship. So he made the match between Keith Lee and Dijakovic a number one contenders match. And Roddy Strong intervened there. And come on, Roddy. You've seen it before. You know that DQ wasn't going to stop you from wrestling next week. And I love when William Regal gets pissed off at the Era, though. It's always fun when he gets pissed off at them. And he said, Roddy, you're not that smart. Triple threat match next week. Which, I mean, eventually we're going to get our rubber match with Keith Lee and Dijakovic, right, Matt?
Maybe.
Gotta hope so. Probably no title change yet, though. We got to keep all the gold on Undisputed right for now, right?
Yeah, I don't honestly see any of them dropping the gold anytime soon.
Yeah. Matt Riddle in action against Bronson Reed. Like I said earlier, Tegan Nox took on Tainara. Looks like she lost her last name. It's no longer Tainara Conchi. It's just Tainara. But yet Dominic Dijakovic has like 85 syllables, and yet they still have that long name. Vince,
weird.
If he ever gets on Raw or SmackDown, Vince is gonna be like, "Yeah, we're just gonna call you Dom, pal."
Shut up, Vince.
Fucking idiot.
Boa tried to get some revenge on Killian Dane for attacking him. I like Boa. He's good talent, good prospect. Got a little bit of offense in there, but and then ate about 3 Vader bombs. Ouch. And
it's time. It's time. It's Vader time.
I was wondering how the main event was going to play out with Pete Dunne and Damian Priest, because it's like, who loses this one? I mean, Damian's undefeated. Pete Dunne.
Yeah, if we ignore his previous matches as Punishment Martinez.
Yeah.
Good point.
I hate when they're acting like, oh, he's undefeated. Let's forget about his previous gimmick that he was here 6 months ago.
Right.
All right, NXT. We'll let you slide on this one, but
like, they don't really watch.
guys.
They don't really watch the dark matches. We don't care.
Yeah.
Dude, no, they even had Punishment Martinez work weekly television.
Yeah, as punishment.
As Punishment Martinez.
And he took the losses.
So yeah, it's kind of silly to me that they want us to believe that the dude's undefeated when we've already seen him lose under a different name on the same brand.
I mean, what are we gonna walk up to Triple H or walk up to Vince and be like, "Hey, you were lying"? No.
Well, Vince wouldn't even know who Damian Priest was. So
Vince is Damian.
Well, I guess we got an answer. As the ref was blinded, Priest kicked Dunne in the ding-ding and
the ding-ding.
And hit his finisher. We're obviously setting up Pete Dunne and Killian Dane as they had to be pulled apart at the beginning of the match. So that's the obvious.
I thought they were gonna have Dane cost Dunne the match.
Yeah, I thought so too.
That's what I like. As soon as that happened, I'm like, oh, I know the finish. You know, but they didn't. They went about it a different way, and I'll give them credit for that. So
it's so much wrestling to watch. Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, so
never been a better time to be a fan, man. 2019 is loaded.
Dude, if I was
with the wrestling that is professional.
If I was 12 years old, no, actually, let me say about 16 when I started working to have money to pay for certain things. Can you imagine, not having to get up and go to work every day, or take care of kids, or pay bills? You just live in your parents' house and you could just sit there. All you have to do is go to school, make good grades, and just watch wrestling the whole time. That's all you have to do. That's it. And then you save like your allowance or work your little job so you can sit in the nosebleeds at the Capital One Arena or the Royal Farms Arena or any place in Nebraska where JB is, and that's it. Simple as that. Can you imagine?
What a time to be alive.
Yeah, if you were 16-year-old Matt or 16-year-old JB or 16-year-old Daryl with as much wrestling just to watch every day. You got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And on a good pay-per-view pay-per-view weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
My God.
So while I was gone, the WWE draft happened. What did you guys think of the draft?
Trash.
It was shit.
Trash.
Seriously, one of the least entertaining drafts I think they've ever ran.
Yeah.
And that's saying something because they've had some bad ones over the last couple of years. Dude, it wasn't even the fact that it was so predictable. It was so boring.
Yeah.
Like, coming out and announcing 5 picks at a time.
It was just no surprises,
though. Anything breathe. It was brutal. It was not entertaining whatsoever.
What did you think about who went where? Some guys
predictable.
How about some guys that were kind of unpredictable, like Akira Tozawa, Drew Gulak?
Those were the who cares, as long as they get some TV time picks.
Yeah.
And no disrespect to neither one of them. I'm just saying, like, unless you're like Brock or Seth or The Fiend or whatever, nobody really cared where Drew Gulak or Akira Tozawa went, long as they put on decent matches wherever they.
Yeah, I don't understand why both of those guys aren't still at 205 Live or NXT.
Who's still on 205 Live?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you the last time I watched it.
Yeah.
If they're gonna start putting Leo on there again, I'll watch it again. But
And
Yeah, but I would love for Leo to be on there. I need Leo to actually fight somebody with real competition. Like, that's going to give him a go.
yeah, I thought, and with the kind of the infusion with NXT, I'm just wondering if the days are numbered for 205 Live, even though they say publicly it's not. But I just wonder. I mean, it's now called the NXT Cruiserweight Championship, so.
yep.
Oh, my God.
SmackDown this week, Nakamura and Reigns for the Intercontinental Championship. I thought, oh, they're going to put the title on Roman, huh?
Bullshit.
Nope. Old King Corbin got in the way and ruined things. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of thought. Oh, what do you guys think about old Shorty G?
Oh, shit.
What do you think about that name?
Breaking news.
Uh-oh.
Brock Lesnar just beat the shit out of Tyson Fury at the Performance Center.
Braun Strowman.
No, I'm sorry. Braun Strowman, my bad. Sorry about that.
Man, there it is. I just saw it right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman attacks Tyson Fury.
Whoop that trick.
I wonder if that means they're not going to do the match. I wonder if Fury's people forced him to back out.
Why? Because of the Wilder fight coming up?
Oh, a lot of people. I heard his people didn't know he was doing this until he showed up on WWE TV, and they lost their minds.
I'm actually going to check this out.
So all this hype, and they're going to pull it? Huh.
Says the attack left the lineal heavyweight champion clearly hobbled and fuming over the surprised assault by the monster among men. Will Fury be fully healed for WWE Crown Jewel, or will the attack tip the scales in the direction of the mighty Strowman? Stay tuned to WWE digital platforms as the story continues to develop.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
Yeah, I'm not watching the video. I'm just reading the press release they sent out with it.
I'm watching the video right now. I got it muted, so.
Did he get these hands?
Why does it look like he's wearing a mask?
No, he's not wearing a mask.
Like the freeze frame of the video looks like he's wearing a mask.
No, you're looking at the little the trainer.
Oh, it's the play button.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's the fucking play button. Fucking son of a bitch.
Alexa, stop. I didn't talk to you.
God damn it, Alexis.
I don't know how the hell she just got. I said it's the play button. That is.
That totally sounds like Alexa.
Alexa, stop. She did it again. Jesus.
She loves that play button, pal.
Yeah. So what do you think about Chad Gable becoming Shorty G?
Fucking hate it.
Hey,
It's
he's trying to earn a living.
Oh my God.
He could have earned a living sitting in cater and not having to deal with Vince's terrible booking.
I mean, I get paid to eat. I mean, shit.
Look. While we're talking about all this terrible booking, can we bring up Randy Orton's Instagram post from earlier this week?
Yeah.
Yes.
Please.
Oh my God.
Let me get that out real quick here.
The more interesting part for me was all the people he
Yeah, all the people he tagged.
Yep.
And Jericho replied.
What did Jericho say?
Jericho said, "Send in some tape and some pictures, and I'll see what I can do." with like a winky face.
Real quick, I'm watching the video, and pretty much Tyson hit the ropes, and once he hit the ropes, you see Braun come out of nowhere and hit his little famous Braun tackle. Tyson, takes a bump. All of a sudden, his ankle is hurt.
All of a sudden.
That's just like me slapping Matt in the face, and all of a sudden he has like ACL tear.
Yeah, so I will read this off right now while JB's looking for it.
Oh, I got it right now.
Okay, you gonna read it off? Do you have Jericho's reply as well?
Yep.
Funny as
Go for it then.
So Orton is standing by an elevator, and above the up and down buttons it says elite level, and Randy has quite the look at the word elite. And says TikTok at Scott Dawson, at Dash Wilder, at Luke Harper, at Riddick Moss, at Cody, at Jericho, at Elias.
Yeah, I was very, 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 very interested in why he tagged
Is he
so
just?
many different people.
Are you
I'm
just?
assuming he tagged the people that he knows for a fact aren't happy.
So Elias is
And
not happy.
That's my opinion.
Elias is not happy.
Dude, like a year ago, I remember that interview with Elias. I think he did with like ESPN or something, and kind of buried Triple H. Y'all remember that? Like saying like Triple H didn't want him to succeed or something along those lines.
I did. I don't remember that now.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, I feel like we talked about it on the show.
We talk about a lot of
Um,
stuff on the show, so.
well, then I'll go find a fucking interview, you
The
jabbers.
motherfucking.
So Jericho goes send in a tape and some pics, and I'll see what I can do. Luke Harper replied, "We get it. You're on a different floor than the rest of the boys." Oh boy, I don't know if Randy's just being a troll or if there's some truth on that.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Randy does have the clout to actually say what he want to say. What they gonna do? Fire
Did
Randy?
you hear about?
It wasn't with Sports Illustrated, it was with Complex. And I quote, Elias on Triple H. I don't
Okay.
want to say he's doing his best to keep his thumb on me, but while it feels like a lot of people want what's best for me, it doesn't feel like Triple H does.
Let me ask you this: was this in NXT? Was this in?
No, this is after he's been on the main roster. This was about a year ago.
Uh,
Yeah.
so I wonder if that was more so like and and don't call me a homer, but I wonder if that was more so
Homer.
Vince saying I want Elias. Shut up, Jimmy. I want Elias on the main roster, and Triple H said no.
I
You
don't know.
understand what I'm
I
saying?
don't know,
I
but
wonder if that.
Triple H, Elias was already up there at the time, though, so I don't.
But that's what I'm saying. I wonder if
And
Vince. I
he
wonder if something happened behind the scenes, whereas
and he got he had a lot of shitload of TV time quick too.
right. That's what I'm saying. So I wonder if Vince wanted to push him, but Triple H said no, he's not ready yet, and he's taking that personal as he thinks he's ready, but Triple H think he wasn't.
Yeah, that could be. Did you also see Randy Orton using the N-word on Twitch?
Yeah.
I heard about it, but I hadn't seen it.
I watched
First-
the video.
First of all, but did he actually say it?
I don't know. It sounded like he said it. Ending with an A and not an ER, but still, I don't think.
I mean, it doesn't matter if it's in with an A or an ER.
I don't
Just
think-
don't say the shit.
I don't think
anybody should say it.
No. I listened to it probably 3 or 4 times. I replayed it, and it.
But is it for sure he said it, or is it just something that people think it sounded like it? Because honest to God, I didn't.
I have to watch.
I didn't see it,
myself.
so I don't freaking know.
I listened to it about 3 or 4 times, and it sounded like it. So look it up. Give me your thoughts.
Does it sound like Booker T. Hogan?
Like that, yeah, or no, Booker T. Vince. Vince said it, or Vince said it to Hogan, and Booker T. was standing there, wasn't? Or Vince said it to John Cena.
He said to Cena.
Yeah, he said it to John Cena, and Booker T. was standing there with his "Tell me you didn't just say that" look on his face.
First of all, I'm glad Lost in the Midcard wasn't available at that point in time. I would have went the fuck off.
When Vince did that.
Yes, and no, I would have got more pissed off at Booker T for not actually just saying I'm not going to be in this segment.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I just sent you guys a 2K20 glitch in
Oh,
the DMs.
somebody sent me one in the DMs just a minute ago too. I wonder if it's the same glitch.
I don't. This is the first time I'm seeing this one.
Is it from Hell in a Cell?
Yes.
It's my buddy Chris sent it to me too. Okay, let me look at this here.
Holy shit!
What the hell? This is a pinball machine?
Whoa!
Round and round we go. Where it stops, nobody knows.
Yeah, my
I
buddy,
will retweet this out on the Lost in the Midcard
my buddy
Twitter
said,
so people can see this.
Is this is Charlotte and who else? And Sasha?
I can't tell because the one's going around the ring so fast.
Bro, like
I think you just have to read. You have to read the.
nah, that's Sasha. That's Sasha going around the ring. I mean, that's Charlotte going around the ring.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's Sasha and Charlotte because I have to read the
Hey, but watch the ref though.
HUDs at the bottom.
Oh my.
But watch the ref though. The ref's actually like moving in like live action.
Oh my god.
He's like, let me try to stop her. Nope, getting out of the way.
He's put up the cross symbol there.
Yo, that's a lot.
Put up the X.
A lot of rug burn.
Put up the X. She's hurt.
How did this game get past QA?
The same
Like,
reason
that's
the
that's
NBA
honestly my
20 got
biggest
past
question right now. 2K should be fucking ashamed of themselves.
Yeah. Back to SmackDown. I don't know about you guys, but I know the week before I loved Bayley destroying the Bayley buddies, and I like the new look and everything, and the persona and change. And what do you guys think of the new Bayley?
I love it.
Great. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, when she took
And
that, whatever that
she's
was,
even sexier.
I love that. I love that short black hair, man. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm going with she's sexier, but I will definitely say I like the gimmick a lot more.
I love the short
Like,
hair.
because
man.
I feel like the great Bayley, I feel like the great face Bayley gimmick died in NXT.
Yeah.
Like we never got that same Bayley on the main roster, so it's nice to finally have her with a fresh coat of paint instead.
Yeah.
Facts.
That was badass. They showed that reaction of that boy crying when he's watching Bayley destroy the buddies. Oh,
That shit was viral, man.
poor kid. Poor kid.
Still real to him, damn it.
They had a 6-pack challenge with Mandy, Sonya, Carmella, Lacey Evans, Nikki Cross, and Dana Brooke.
Wrong one.
And this was to take on. Yeah, I'm sure your vote was Mandy Rose. I know.
Actually, no. I thought it should have been Carmella.
I did too.
Because weeks ago they started telling that story with Carmella saving Charlotte from Bayley and Sasha.
Yep.
Because Carmella and Bayley have this real life best friend relationship thing, and I feel that that's a story that they could have told. Especially if you had to rip Carmella away from R-Truth, you could have told that story, and instead she was just fodder to let Nikki Cross get the title shot instead. To me, it didn't make a lick of sense.
Yeah, and I thought
Lick.
Lacey Evans was gonna get it, because they like pushing her. So I thought, they're
Man,
gonna.
fuck Lacey Evans. Man, she's just doing too goddamn. They're just
I would.
pushing her for no goddamn reason. I mean, I would.
Lacey Evans versus Bayley would not be good.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah. Hey, at least we got to see Dana Brooke. She's working her ass off out there.
You talking about Mrs. Cantor?
But I mean, regardless, Bayley's not losing against any of these women right now, so it's just the winner gets to lose. So we got the debut of Drew Gulak on SmackDown, and he brought his PowerPoint with him. That was great. But Braun didn't want to see the 345 slides, did he?
Poor Drew.
You gotta leave Drew alone. I like Drew.
Hasn't been a good month for Drew Gulak.
With as much as Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns are winning, do you think this might be a tag team?
I hope not. I hope not.
No, because they set up Bryan and Knock for the title.
Yeah.
And that's totally what they did with the main event.
Yeah. What about the fact that Reigns, does Reigns get another shot at the title since he got interfered with, or?
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, you're asking for logic on a program that very much lacks it. So.
True. Then Raw happened. Ric Flair going nuts. Gee, holy cow. he's.
I thought his promo in the ring was fine, and then his promo in the middle of the match was a fucking train wreck.
Yeah, he's going about a mile a minute right now. The final entrant into Team Flair, Drew McIntyre, he took on Ricochet. His last match before he got hurt a couple of months ago was losing to Ricochet at King of the Ring. So he avenged that loss and then beat the shit out of him after the match with a brutal-looking slam into the steps, which makes you wonder if they're writing off Ricochet.
I really don't think so.
I had to laugh out loud when they showed Cardale Jones at ringside, who is going to be a quarterback in the XFL.
Whatever.
What that
Ohio State quarterback.
wasn't that the guy that said I didn't come to school to play class or something like that?
Yeah. And did nothing at Ohio State.
He did nothing in the NFL either.
Nope.
Aleister Black killed a jobber. King's Court with Rusev. Rusev breaking his silence.
Garbage. Please
Trash.
skip it.
Yeah,
Skip it.
you don't like that.
It doesn't even deserve to be talked about.
You don't like this whole thing,
Skip
do
it.
you?
It's shit.
It's Vince shit. It's Vince shit.
I think it's a mix of Vince and Heyman shit.
I think it's a mix of they need to go to the fucking XFL and let the real wrestlers book that shit.
At least it's getting Rusev back over with the crowd after, for some reason.
I don't think anybody's over out of this shit. I think Rusev and Lana are just counting down the days so they can get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, why didn't Orton at them on his Instagram post?
They're probably not good friends.
Because Rusev would have been a smartass about it.
Pretty much.
Rusev is a massive smartass on Twitter.
He's worse than Matt Black.
I love. Granted, I know Matt's never excited about Sin Cara, but I did like Andrade and Sin Cara. That was a good match. Your new
waste of my time.
Your new 24/7.
Speaking of a waste of my time, the Bollywood Boys.
Your new 24. That was hilarious when.
It was not hilarious.
When
it was
Truth
trash.
rolled up the wrong guy, that was hilarious. There were two of them.
Almost every segment on Raw that wasn't an actual wrestling match might as well have been called Forky because it was fucking trash.
Poor Ryder and Hawkins, they got fed to the Viking Raiders. I did laugh when Ryder hoped they had pyro in their entrance. I kind of thought this was some good use of Shelton Benjamin. We talked about it earlier, where Shelton Benjamin came out to the ring. I'm not totally excited. I mean, for Kane, Velasquez, and Lesnar, I don't know. I don't know, guys.
It's not the Octagon.
And I heard he did great in his but there were two tag matches where I think they were both either trios matches or 8-man tags, and so I worry that this is going to be ugly and not in a good way. Just putting that out, a little bit of the ugly. I'm just putting that out there right now.
You better trademark that, Matt.
9 day. Put that on a t-shirt, underdog.
Oh my god.
Okay. Well, the NBA tipped off tonight, so I guess D Wade's on that team now on TNT. So are there now 5 guys on that desk? I'll have to check that out.
It's terrible.
Man, terrible.
But I just think that, when I play in the NBA, I would have dominated everybody.
Thank you, Jack.
Screw you, Chuck.
Give me some Papa John's now.
Give me some Papa John's and
I can barely hear you now, Daryl. Do you go quiet when you're trying to do Shaq? Or?
I'm trying to do my Shaq impression real quick.
Hey, Kobe.
Oh my god.
Hey, Kobe.
Kobe.
How's my ass taste?
Shut up.
Wait a minute.
Shaq said that when he was rapping, like at some I can't remember what it was. You guys don't remember that?
I remember that. That was the quote unquote diss, the Kobe diss track.
Yeah. He kept repeating, "Hey Kobe, how's my ass taste?"
Well, JB, I'm just gonna talk right now on the Lost in Midcard podcast, and just say that you're doing a hell of a job, and let's talk about some more wrestling real quick.
Let's talk about wrestling. What did you guys think of Rollins burning down the Firefly Funhouse?
Hey, I'm down for any fire. Anything it is with fire.
Poor Wyatt. Everything he has gets burnt down.
Thought it sucked.
Yeah, I was. It was.
Especially, clearly it was worthless, as they already said that the Firefly Funhouse will be
Is
on
back.
SmackDown Friday
Yeah.
night. So I mean, I guess
Unless-
that fire was about as effective as all the deaths of Ramblin' Rabbit.
Well,
unless they just unless he has it in front of the remnants.
That's just a running gag like South Park killing Kenny. So, God, Humberto Carrillo and Seth Rollins, man, I've said it ever since I've seen him on NXT. I've been a fan of Carrillo's work in the ring, and people didn't care about him when he came out, but they were sure cheering for him by the end of the match, kind of like how Ali kind of won crowd over as he kind of progressed. I was very impressed with Carrillo against Rollins. What did you guys think?
It was good.
Like as I said, I didn't think there was a bad match on Raw Monday night. But everything in between was the shits.
The drizzling shits.
Might as well have been. It was just this. Look, in a word, Raw was disappointing. And for the people that argue, well, you've got a bunch of great matches. Well, guess what, Nimrod? I can get great matches on any wrestling program in 2019 right now.
You can get great
Good
matches.
matches aren't what's making me tune into your product anymore, because I can get them on every fucking night of the week. I can get a great match on Impact if I want to watch Impact.
NWA Power.
I can get a great match on NWA. I can get a great match on AEW. I can get a great match on NXT. I can get a great match anywhere. Like that should no longer be the standard. Oh well, the stories and the logic suck, but the matches were good. The matches are good everywhere now. Like, you need to give me more than that. Like, stop it. Stop insulting our intelligence. It's getting ridiculous.
We ain't fucking stupid no more.
Main event was Street Profits and the OC and I thought it was pretty obvious that KO was going to save him or be the third guy, kind of even the odds. And
you thought it was? I was calling Cedric Alexander all night.
I thought it was KO just because we hadn't seen him since he got drafted. So I thought this was a great spot for KO and AJ Styles. So we've seen Cedric and AJ to death this year already. Much like we've seen the Lucha Brothers and the Young Bucks to death. I think we've seen a lot of Cedric and AJ to death, and AJ put that to rest when he beat him anyways. So beat him clean in the ring a month ago or so. So I thought it made sense for KO here since he hadn't showed up yet after the draft. And Montez Ford holding a baby. That went viral.
That's my spirit animal.
And now the baby is Montez Ford's profile picture. That baby was having a good time too, wasn't she?
Hulkamania, baby.
Oh man. And Street Profits, they look good. I like how they did not change their entrance or celebrate. They do the same thing they did in NXT with the NXT universe, go party with the crowd and stuff. And I'm glad that part of the Street Profits didn't change. So I say it was a well done debut for the Street Profits. You guys agree?
Yes, indeed.
It helps that they were on TV on Raw a lot doing the recaps and stuff, so people kind of knew who they were before they came out.
I don't know, that Cleveland crowd didn't sound like they knew who they were.
Well, it's Cleveland.
Yeah, you said it for me.
They're lucky if they have.
If your name is not LeBron or Baker Mayfield, they don't know that they're Aspen or their heads.
I think they know Odell.
They don't know Odell because if that was the case, he would have had a 100-yard game.
Has Odell had 100 yards this season yet?
No.
I meant for the whole title or for the whole season. Jesus, he's had a shit year.
What's the Browns? What did you expect?
Yeah,
it's the quarterback. What did you expect?
I think the problem lies way more on that organization as a whole than any one player that they have on that team.
I can go a little deeper in this conversation with football concerned, but this is a wrestling podcast, so we're going to talk about wrestling.
And then again, NWA Power. Have you guys been watching the Power?
I haven't as of yet.
It's well worth it. I watched episode 2 before we recorded. Episode 3 just dropped tonight, so I'll probably catch that either tonight or tomorrow. This episode we saw last week's episode, Colt Cabana and Mr. Anderson teamed up.
How long can you hold that, Mister?
Yeah, I could hold it if I wanted to, but welcome back to pro wrestling, Aaron Stevens. Good, he's been like gone for a couple of years.
He's been on TV. He's about to be on a
Yeah, he's been doing stage and TV and.
Yeah, he's on a TV show coming up. Like I think he's on like what the fuck is the name of that show? Hawaii 5-0. On the episode of them, I seen the preview for it while I was watching the game this weekend.
He had a great promo on Power last week. Trevor Murdoch's in the NWA. I haven't heard of that name in forever.
Nobody missed him.
I remember when he had him and Lance Cade were a tag team.
I stand by my statement.
Oh boy, Allison Kay was in action. She's your world champion for the NWA, and the wild cards. Old Bram, another favorite of Matt's. Was Eddie Kingston always dad body, or did he just? Was he always that way, like an Impact, or did he just kind of let himself go and said fuck it?
When Mia Yim left his ass, he decided he wanted to eat a bunch of graham crackers all day.
So he wasn't always like, he wasn't always the dad bod.
He had it a little bit. He was like heavier at one point, but he wasn't. He wasn't like stacked or anything like that.
Yeah, he was always a doughboy.
There it is.
If anybody wants to watch Cain Velasquez beat up Brock Lesnar in 2010, it's available on Hulu on an episode of UFC Main Event. So, as we kick off the headlines there, go check that out if you'd like to.
I watched that shit live. He beat his fucking ass.
It's true.
And Erica from the Viking Raiders put out a tweet. First team in history to win the IWGP, ROH, NXT, and WWE Raw Tag Team Champions. I thought it was interesting they used Ring of Honor as a name on.
They mentioned the Ring of Honor in a lot of things, documentaries and everything.
Yeah, so I guess maybe it's not a surprise. That just hasn't done much. But yeah, I guess they do show some Ring of Honor footage sometimes with some of those people. So
yeah, it depends on like which like WWE 24 or whatever they have on the network is concerned.
So this dropped a week ago. Eric Bischoff suddenly leaves the WWE, and Bruce Pritchard is now the executive director of SmackDown. What do you guys think of Bischoff bolting this soon?
I think it was you, JB, that said. Was it you, JB, or maybe somebody else? Quote me if I'm wrong, but nothing's wrong with him wanting to have dinner with his wife every night. Nothing's wrong with him wanting to come home every night.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like that's not a bad thing at all.
Yeah, because didn't he reveal I don't know, like he turned off his phone?
Yeah, he turned off his fucking phone because I'm pretty sure they were calling. And guess where he'll be at the weekend of November 9th?
Cast of Star.
Absolutely.
Ooh. Yeah.
Well, of course he is. He's bud with Conrad.
I just think that me personally, I just think that his lifestyle after he left WWE, WCW, or WWE, whatever the case may be, he was a family man, and you got to respect that. Like, just because Vince is not a traditional family man, or X Man is, like, let him live his life. He's fine.
Like, outside of WWE, Vince doesn't know shit about reality. Like, I think I remember someone asking him what he thought a loaf of bread cost, and he said, like, oh, I don't know, pal, $6 or $8.
$6 to $8. If a loaf of bread costs $6 to $8, I'm moving to Canada.
I think that was a conversation with Bruce Pritchard.
Wow.
Yep. Vince is out of touch, man.
He is.
It's not just professional wrestling. Out of touch with
the
modern
real world.
Day world in general.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how he handles the XFL.
He just lived in his own bubble, It's been announced that Ring of Honor has signed a longtime California wrestling veteran, Tyler Bateman to a deal with Ring of Honor. He'll start there
Not to
next
be
month.
confused with Tyler Bate.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
to
Or
be
Jason
confused with
Bateman.
The Tyler Bate that
Jason Bateman.
matters.
Or Jason Bateman, yeah. He's been wrestling since 2001. Has held the Championship Wrestling from Hollywood TV title, as well as other titles. He had tryouts with WWE and Impact Wrestling last year. So,
Oh, you know he can't be that good if Impact didn't take him.
yeah.
Wow.
Speaking of StarCast, for the
Tell
first,
me I'm wrong.
yeah, you're right.
You're wrong.
Speaking
you
of,
told me to tell you that.
for some reason, Kylie Ray left AEW for Impact. So,
Well, you learn a lot from a dummy.
And turncoat Joey Ryan signed with Impact over AEW after all the fucking publicity.
You can learn a
they're
lot from a dummy.
but they're the most consistent wrestling company over the last 2 years. That's what Joey said.
You'll say anything when somebody's signing your paychecks.
I like Joey Ryan, but that was the wrong move, dude.
So with that being said, you can learn a lot from a dummy.
Dummy, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I knew that was coming. I was just trying to save us from it.
Well,
I know it was coming.
Daryl was setting it up.
Well,
like
you
8
kept
times.
drilling it into his fucking skull. Daryl. You didn't give us a choice.
Listen, it's basketball season. I was throwing up the oop.
Yeah.
JB just threw it down for me.
This is a very interesting StarCast appearance for the very first time ever at a wrestling convention. Jim Crockett is going to appear at StarCast 4 in Baltimore.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go meet Jim Crockett. For what?
Dude,
wow.
Jim Crockett is
a fucking legend.
I'm with you, but if I take a picture with him, nobody's going to know who the fuck he is.
I'd just love to talk to him, though.
Yeah, I would talk to him. I would sit there, buy him dinner, buy him a drink, and yeah, that's it. I don't want a picture with him. I don't want an autograph. I might take an autograph, but I'll buy him dinner.
NWA announced they are going to head to pay-per-view Saturday, December 14th with Into the Fire. It'll air at 6:05 Eastern from the GSP studios in Atlanta. No word on how much that's going to cost, but that's going to air on the 14th, and then they'll tape TV on the 15th and 16th after that. Tickets already sold out for the event. I think they're going to open up some more of it, some more seats down the line, though. I think that's a little kind of they can expand it, let's just say, in the studio to add a few more seats. Highspots.com is accepting pre-orders for the Battle of Los Angeles 2019 on DVD and Blu-ray. That'll include all 3 days of the tournament and some extras as well. Who won Battle of LA this year?
I do not remember.
I do know who it was, but I can't think off the top of my head.
I gotta look that up now.
It was somebody notable.
CM Punk?
I wish.
When is he gonna be on?
He is going to be. Look, by this time next year. I can't tell you what company he works for.
I was just gonna ask backstage.
That dude's gonna be in a wrestling ring.
I was just gonna ask when he was gonna be on backstage.
No, dude, I'm going beyond backstage at this point. I am telling you right now, by this time next year, CM Punk will have wrestled a wrestling match for a national company.
So the winner of Bola this year was Bandito.
Well, there you go.
I knew it was somebody notable because I just heard about it not too long ago.
So you guys gonna go see Bischoff at StarCast?
Fuck no.
The Bish.
Actually, I wouldn't mind picking his brain.
Yeah. What really led you to? Were you just that tired of Vince already?
You know what? I just want to know. I would ask that question. I'm like, so what changed your mind? Was it the money or was it peace of mind? Like a real grown up, man-to-man question.
Yeah, well, I mean, Bischoff has money, so he doesn't need that.
Yeah, he's good. He still gets money. It's Vince. You guys know that Vince still has to pay him every time. So, we pay him for the WCW library.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's fine.
Here's a funny ratings number here. So last week's edition of Total Divas got 281,000 viewers. NWA Power is getting more viewers than that on YouTube.
Is that really a fair assessment,
That's
though?
not comparable.
It was just a laughable jab at him.
I'm just like, I can't compare YouTube views to anything.
I know. I was just
They
making fun of
can
him.
be viewed and counted 24/7.
Yeah,
you
I was just
could-
making
you
fun
could-
of. I was just
No, no,
making.
I-
Oh, hold on, guys! I was just making fun of the low rating.
Well,
Don't
when
get your
your
panties in
jokes
a
suck,
wad.
You deserve to be counted
Don't
out.
don't get your panties in a wad.
Well, he said you wear panties.
I'm
You
not
guys,
talking about what's sitting on JB's head
are you
right
guys?
now.
Are you guys?
Wow.
Ooh, yeah. Don't you wish?
I just have.
I
porn right
don't
now.
wish.
Do you?
Listen.
You guys familiar with Maria Maniac at all? Or Maria Maniac? Maria
Yeah,
Manic?
I was at Best in the World in Baltimore when she debuted at Ring of Honor and destroyed like somebody and some refs and.
Yeah, she just signed a new deal with Ring of Honor. Whoop-de-doo. No one cares.
No,
Let's move on.
she's at the Performance Center.
Yeah, she was at a.
Yeah, and she just signed a new deal with Ring of Honor today, so who gives a
Oh,
fuck?
did she? Shit.
Yes. It was done. It was obviously done as a leverage play to get a new deal out of ROH.
Would you
So
have done
good
the
for
same
her.
thing? Sure thing.
I'm sure she got a great contract, just like Matt Taven, because they're just burning money at this point.
Well, if you guys like to gamble, pretty soon in your casinos, you'll see WWE slot machines.
Fuck
Oh,
that.
fuck.
I like to gamble, but I don't play the fucking slots.
I do on occasion, but yeah, not much.
So a Ring of Honor star, Alex Shelley, has been a guest coach at the Performance Center.
Yeah, those don't really mean much though. We've seen a lot of people from everywhere be guest coaches. So,
But he ain't doing shit at Ring of Honor, so you might as well stay there as a damn coach.
well, TNA sure wants to bring them back for their or Impact wants to bring them back for their TNA themed show coming up. And
That's not happening.
you don't think the Bucks are going to take them up on that?
No.
That's what I was about to ask you. Here's a question for you. Can either of you name between AEW and Ring of Honor? I mean, AEW, Ring of Honor, and WWE, all the talent that are capable or eligible to go to that show during WrestleMania weekend.
Wait, what?
So they're inviting guests, former TNA alumni, for that show for WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, just because they're inviting them doesn't mean they're going to go.
But I'm asking you a question, asshole.
I don't understand the question, Dickweed.
Can you name who can name the most folks between those three companies that could show up to that show?
Wait, which companies?
Ring of Honor, AEW, and WWE.
Well, right off the bat, you got the holy trinity of AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, and Samoa Joe.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Frankie Kazarian. You've got Jay Lethal.
Curry Man.
You've got Robert Roode.
Hogan. Bully Ray.
Okay.
Brooke Hogan.
Bully Ray.
Did you see that sign that said, it was with Bully screwed Brooke?
Yeah.
I can't remember which show it was on because I've seen so much wrestling.
But see, also you got the Bucks. You got Shelton Benjamin.
When was Benjamin in Impact?
Not Benjamin. Good God, I can't think. Lashley. I'm sorry.
Yes, that makes more sense.
Lashley. Who else?
Well, I figured the Bucks went without saying because we were just talking about the offer to the Bucks. I'm sure there's
me.
I'm sure there's more people. Why are we playing this game? This is weird.
Because once I saw that tweet, I was trying to name how many people were eligible to or like eligible to come.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't wait to see Jeff Jarrett.
They'll give him a paycheck. The AEW, I don't know.
He's part of WWE right now.
I know with AEW, I don't know who's got what, and I mean, I'd have to look at all their contracts in order to tell you. So
yeah, like nobody's coming to this.
Nah, I mean the Bucks are the only ones I think that could come because of their hierarchy.
I mean, yeah, I guess there's a chance that that Tony Khan would say it's okay, but I mean,
and they actually tweeted about it too.
And I would be like, well, what's in it? What's in it for AEW?
Well, didn't the Bucks suggest?
Would be my immediate response.
Didn't the Bucks suggest this to have Generation Me against the Machine Guns? They suggested this. TNA didn't say anything about it. TNA or Impact just announced this TNA theme thing, and the Bucks retweeted it, and they suggested that match.
Matt Turner TNT right now.
Uh-oh.
I'm watching it full. It was started on NBA TV.
What's the score?
That was a hell of a block.
Oh, I thought there was like a blowout. Lakers getting blown out.
The Lakers are blowing out the Clippers.
No, they aren't. They aren't. It's only a 7-point lead.
So yeah, I think the Bucks are the ones that brought it up. I don't think Impact said anything.
No, they did. They actually said Generation Me against one last match with Generation Me versus the Motor City Machine Guns. Or the Machine Guns.
Yeah, so I think it's going to happen because the Bucks brought it up.
Yep. I wouldn't be surprised. I know WWE's not going to do anything. They're not going to let AJ or Joe come through. They may, but...
No.
It's not going to happen.
Not AJ or Joe. No way.
Not those two. No. But, I mean, Lashley, no. ROH will let Kenny King come through.
Yeah. And then the women. Gail Kim will probably come back.
Gail Kim ain't coming back.
She ain't gonna wrestle, but she'll be there.
She'll say hi.
She still works for the company now.
Yeah. She'll be on.
Hi.
Angelina Love's in ROH right now, so that, I mean, maybe they say yes, and she just dropped the title again. So she held that thing for like 2 days. So I don't know. That's over Mania weekend, is that right?
Yep.
A party that everybody gets invited and nobody shows up for.
Yeah, Daryl will be incapacitated that weekend.
I don't know what I'll be doing that weekend. That's too far down the road. WWE Network News has announced the latest hidden gems to be added. Some cool retro stuff. Harley Race, Dick Murdoch from the NWA days. Kerry Von Erich and Gino Hernandez was in Houston wrestling. Of course, they wrestled a lot in WCCW as well. And then a Mid-South wrestling, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Ho! Taking on Buzz Sawyer.
Damn, Buzz Sawyer. Wow. That's the name I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah. Jake the Snake Roberts and Butch Reed also showing up there. Sasha Banks has been injured. Of course, she showed up with Bayley on Miz TV, but she's been injured since Hell in a Cell, so she may be out of action for a while. She may be just accompanying Bayley while she's on her title run. WWE was announced the debut date of the podcast called After the Bell. It's going to debut on October 30th, hosted by Corey Graves. It's going to provide an edgy and unpredictable look into all the television. Yeah, right. Edgy and unpredictable. That's WWE, right?
It'll be edgy, and it'll be edgy for like the first 2 to 3 weeks until Vince gets a hold of it.
Yep.
And gets wind of it.
I heard Renee called out a...
All right. I want to clarify something right now.
Mm-hmm.
The Young Bucks did not propose that match. They sent a tweet to Ethan Page with a picture of them when they were standing in a TNA ring. That's all they did. Scott D'Amore retweeted that photo and said, "Let's do it." As the Tommy Dreamer would say, "No politics, no BS, just wrestling." I wonder what at Fake Kincaid and at Super Chris Sabin are up to. Generation Me versus Motor City Machine Guns. Why do you say? What do you say, Matt and Nick Jackson? Are you ready to hashtag cross the line? Hashtag this is Impact.
Isn't Sabin basically done, like, all those injuries and shit?
His knee is fucked.
Yeah. Like, is he even wrestling anymore?
No.
So we might have just been talking about that for nothing anyway. So.
Yeah, his knee is, like, really shredded.
NXT UK has announced that they have signed A-Kid, who is a star in Spain's wrestling world. He's only 22 years old, but has been wrestling since 2012 and has received several WWE tryouts. He's going to be debuting for the NXT UK brand very soon. Talking about ratings on Wednesday nights, they are declining. What are you guys' thoughts on the declining audience for both NXT and AEW? Dave Shearer, I don't know. Did you see that long post Dave Shearer made about?
It's a terrible article.
Yeah.
First of all,
probably one of his worst he's ever done.
First of all, folks that think that NXT's ratings are declining, they don't take into account that you can watch NXT the next day
on the network. Yeah.
Right. They don't count.
And also, AEW replays immediately after its first airing. It doesn't count the ratings.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
And AEW airs replays so much during the week after that night. Like, I guarantee you, if you added up all the airings of Dynamite a week, I don't think they've probably lost anybody.
I saw it on TBS on Saturday night.
Yeah, and it airs on True TV sometimes too. I mean, it's everywhere.
You can catch it multiple times, and like when you set your DVR, I know, like with Xfinity, when you set your DVR, you can make the setting whenever it airs, so they can catch it on Wednesday when it's actually live, right after. Right after the actual replay, they play it Friday, they play it Saturday. So with that being said, fuck them ratings. That doesn't tell every single person that's watching at that given time.
Nielsen is without a shadow of a doubt the most overrated piece of shit measuring system
they're outdated.
For television. It's so outdated.
Yes.
The fact that there hasn't been a new method to run this stuff is beyond me. Because look, have you ever met a Nielsen home? Have you ever met anybody that has one of these Nielsen boxes?
Yeah, I have.
You have? Okay, I never have in my life. JB, have you?
I didn't know. No, the only reason I did because the wife's stepfather is a Nielsen employee.
Wow.
I've met someone with a Nelson box, but not a Nielsen box.
Yeah, he's a Nielsen employee. Like, I didn't know what the fuck Nielsen was until I met the wife. So, with that being said, like, they don't register DVR recordings. They don't register replays. It's just straight up live TV.
Yeah.
It's outdated.
It's completely outdated. And like I said, like you're taking the smallest fraction of the world and trying to, of the United States and trying to make a rating out of it. It doesn't work, and the fact that it's still an outdated system like this in 2019, it's kind of ridiculous.
But with that said, AEW is 3-0 against NXT so far, head to head.
AEW is going to beat NXT 9 times out of 10 because, like Matt said, he can watch AEW live, and the next day he can go watch NXT on the network.
And honest to God, I just DVR NXT and I load it up and watch it after AEW's over.
Absolutely,
because to me NXT is a second priority when it comes to AEW. I'd rather watch AEW.
I'm gonna ask if I'm not sure, but for sure. But I'm gonna ask if DVR recordings of a live event are counted toward the ratings.
I thought they were within 24 hours.
It only counts after it's watched, and it counts on like something called like the 0.7s or something like that. It does not count on the initial overnight rating, but it is counted for statistical information that the companies get. Like AEW and WWE can see their DVR ratings and stuff like that after the fact, but we never see those. All we see is the overnight ratings. We don't see anything beyond that. So, I mean, it's still like it's a piss poor, way to try to judge things.
Okay. I'm just wondering because I don't think that's enough to gauge the ratings.
I really don't think it is either. Like I said, I haven't been a fan of this rating system in like 20 years.
It's outdated, bro.
It's not good.
Jushin Thunder Liger has announced that at 2020 Wrestle Kingdom, he will be retiring from the ring, and they have announced that his last match in the United States will occur on the 9th of November in San Jose, California. His opponent is yet to be determined.
Jeremy Bennett.
Yep.
Wow.
MLW has announced that next month they will launch their women's division, as we mentioned last week on the podcast. Zeta Zhang has signed with the company, and so within about a month's time, they will be launching the women's division. As I mentioned, NWA's Into the Fire pay-per-view has sold out, and limited tickets went on sale on the 15th and 16th, so if you missed out there in Atlanta, if you're in the Atlanta area, well, you're just going to have to watch it on pay-per-view. Tribute for the Troops will be airing it'll be taped on Friday, December 6th in Fayetteville, North Carolina at the Crown Coliseum. Yep. And tickets on sale for that on the 25th of October in a few days here. So locally advertised for the event are Reigns, Wyatt, Bryan, New Day, Strowman, Bayley, Banks, Nakamura, Ziggler, Rude, and Corbin. And I have not watched this video yet, but have you seen Mini Orange Cassidy beating Cody Rhodes?
Yes.
Yes.
I need to watch that. Yeah, he's been in the crowd the last couple weeks for AEW.
Yeah, I seen him sitting front row in Philly last weekend.
Yeah, he's been in the front row the last 2 weeks on AEW.
Yeah, he was there in DC.
So maybe he's been all three. Maybe, man, he's got a rich dad, I guess, or something.
Yeah. I don't know. I was trying to tell Matt to fuck him up, but you know.
I do not recall you asking me to fuck up a child.
I saw that OVE was threatening a baby, so that's no surprise either.
Hashtag fuck them kids.
FYI, SmackDown is on FS1 this week because of the World Series, so don't be a dummy and turn to Fox and wonder where it's at.
But here's my question with that. Like, because Fox has so many different avenues of like channels, and you advertise it so much on Fox, is FS1 on every cable platform?
No.
I thought not.
It's on our basic.
Yeah, the ratings are going to be really low for that week. I guarantee it.
It's on our basic cable, so.
Yeah, I'm just curious because the weekend I was in Philadelphia for the first SmackDown on Fox with the Dish Network situation, I didn't get to see it, so I'm just intrigued to find out like what they what they can or cannot do as far as making sure everybody watches.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I it's always been on my basic tier, so I don't know. I don't know about everybody else, but I figured FS1 was on everybody's basic tiers of cable.
Nah, it's not. It's not on. I know it's not on Spectrum for one.
No,
I have it, but I know not everybody does.
Well, I have
Spectrum.
Spectrum. It's on channel 75. It's on the basic tiers.
But like different cable companies, excuse me, different cable companies, they don't have every channel in every region. Because Comcast has access, but I was unable to watch New Japan when they were on TV in the States.
Yeah, I think for me, access is not on basic, but kind of like how beIN Sports is they're kind of buried in the channels there. They're not on basic, but I think but FS1 is for me. So, and I have Spectrum. Kenny Omega defeated Rey Fenix in AAA to become the AAA Mega Champion. So I don't know if he's going to show up in AEW with that belt. I don't know if that's going to. They kind of intertwine with AAA, don't they?
Yeah, they definitely have a working relationship with AAA.
So maybe it'll play into the future episodes of Dynamite. Speaking of the criticism on Marco Stunt, Jericho took to Twitter and kind of
put people in their place.
Yeah, called out those people. Laughing at people complaining that Marco Stunt is too small and a disgrace to pro wrestling. Funny thing is, I thought the same thing about Rey Mysterio the first time I met him in '93. I also saw the Ultimate Dragon get reamed out by his boss when they first brought Rey to Japan in '95. Dean Malenko got laughed out of the WCW locker room when he stood up for Rey after their first match in '96. Both men were congratulated afterwards after people saw Rey work. Times have changed. Marco is small, but most workers on the roster are smaller in 2019 than in the 90s. It's because, well, everybody was roided up in the 90s. Bottom line, over is over, and Marco did a good job of getting over Wednesday. Whether he ends up a world champion like Rey remains to be seen, but I'd rather watch him than a 6'8 musclehead who can't move, like Murabali, or Murat, what is his name? Shera, whatever his name is. Yeah. Jericho also said, I was once.
allowed I'm sorry, JB, but you allowed James Ellsworth to earn money to do what?
I don't know. Jericho goes, I was told I was once too small to be a wrestler too, and I did okay. Wink. So that's what Jericho had to say about that.
I just don't get the negativity. I don't understand
Because people always just looking for something to be negative about, man. You know this.
Like I know it, but that doesn't mean I have to understand it. You know what I mean? Like I just don't get that shit. Like, let that dude live. AEW is for everybody. You got LGBTQ, you got smaller wrestlers, you got bigger wrestlers. Like, what the fuck? Shut the hell up and just enjoy wrestling. I'm sorry. Like, I just don't get it.
It's ridiculous, and I'm glad Jericho called those people out.
Right. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Finally, it's been greenlit and going into production. The Rock announced that the Black Adam character for DC Comics will be in production in July, so that'll be filming.
It's about damn time.
Yep. Going over stuff, closing out stuff we've already talked about in the headlines. Oh yeah, then there's Joey Ryan. Impact Wrestling has been the most consistent program on TV for the past 2 years.
Fuck that guy.
And they get to let me be me.
Did he honestly repeat that one more time for me?
He said Impact was the most consistent program on TV the last 2 years.
Yeah, alright. And,
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
there it is.
Did you guys watch Bound for Glory?
Charlie Murphy!
Charlie Murphy, everybody.
Darkness!
Doctor says everybody. Doctor says.
Fuck your couch!
Buy another one, you rich motherfucker.
They should never give you all money.
Darkness, everybody.
I had to edit that for broadcast, but yeah.
Oh, yes, we edit ourselves so much on this show.
Yeah, but I'm not saying the N-word on this show.
I appreciate that.
No smoke. Look, even I don't want to say the N-word on this show.
Yeah. Did you guys watch Bound for Glory at all?
No.
Unfortunately,
He did.
Unfortunately,
I did.
Look, I should have watched it rather than what the fuck the massacre I saw in Dallas. So yeah,
you probably should have.
Yeah. I only watched the Battle Royal, and it was kind of interesting how they had women and men in that thing, and it was kind of fun watching Rosemary and Jordan Grace beat up some people. Looks like they're pushing Sawyer Fulton quite a bit. But yeah, Eddie Edwards is the new. He gets a college shot, but I'm guessing he's going for the world title. Taya retained against Tennille Dashwood. I did not realize Taya is the longest reigning Knockouts champion in history.
Yeah,
really?
I just don't care.
Yeah, I did.
Like, why are we even talking about this?
I thought the Battle Royal was interesting, and I thought it was interesting that Tessa Blanchard was in a ladder match for the X Division Championship. I wish she would have won. That would have been cool, but no. Ace Austin won.
It'd have been.
That's funny. Daryl said I was talking to Daryl during it, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm watching," and he's flipping back and forth. But unfortunately, he flipped to the game when Kiera Hogan was twerking in the ring. So poor Daryl missed that.
I should have watched them cheeks get twerked.
You missed it.
Hey, I got to hug up on her. I got to fill the cheeks up a little bit.
Whoa! Hey-o.
Okay.
Hey-o.
1 inch of the cheeks.
1 inch
No,
of the...
yeah, no, I won 1 inch that day.
Hey-o.
Wow.
Several.
Wow.
Hashtag several.
Some bad news for the New Day, as Xavier Woods may have suffered a torn Achilles tendon.
Sheesh.
He's been pulled from.
If that's confirmed, he's out for a while.
Yeah.
It says 6 weeks. Could be 6 months, according to my.
At least.
Yeah.
That's the least, bro.
Yeah.
Yep. That's not good.
Get well, Woods.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no more.
Yeah,
no
he's
more,
gonna have plenty of.
hour.
He's gonna have plenty of time for some up, down over the next
Absolutely.
course of the next year.
You damn right. That's the one injury I don't want to have.
Yeah, no shit.
Kenny Omega commented on winning the comments on the AAA title win, and unfortunately that what he commented on is not on this article. That's funny. AEW Dark Taz debuts as a guest commentator, so it'll be great to hear Taz on commentary once more.
Brother!
I'd
like to meet him at StarCast.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Ding, 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 ding,
Beat me if you can.
The
survive.
If I let you.
And so
I wonder how much he's charging to meet him.
I'd pay.
I'm curious how much he's
Aren't
charging.
those?
I bet you it ain't cheap.
Are the
if it's more than it better be more than MJF.
Are the prices
MJF
listed
is
yet?
The most expensive one.
For what?
Sting's like 120. MJF is 150.
MJF is 150?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, you didn't hear about that?
No.
Yeah, let me see if I can.
I've been gone for a week.
Yeah. You and your week being gone.
The latest edition of AEW Dark with Taz as guest commentator includes Cody, Dustin, and the Bucks taking on Cena, T-Hawk, and Private Party. Nyla Rose takes on the Librarian Leva Bates. Joey Janela takes on Brandon Cutler. And set for the Pittsburgh show tomorrow, Pac and John Moxley, Private Party against the Lucha Brothers in the tournament semifinal, along with SCU and the Dark Order. Young Bucks will take on the Best Friends and the Homecoming for Dr. Britt Baker.
Yeah, me and Matt talked about the StarCast because Matt was asking me, was I going to Full Gear? And, I mentioned that I might, trickle through StarCast between like Nyla Rose, Darby, and MJF. Those were the ones I wanted to meet. So when he actually immediately said and sent me the information for MJF.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it right now.
Yeah, read that shit to him.
If you wish to meet MJF at the meet and greet on Friday at StarCast, it is $149. And the description reads, and I quote, StarCast was legally obligated to offer this meet and greet for Mr. Friedman on Friday from noon to 3 p.m. Mr. Friedman demanded to charge fans more money for his meet and greet than any other superstar at StarCast. Mr. Friedman has also required us to share this disclaimer verbatim. No touching or direct eye contact. Any infractions will be subject to additional tax to be determined by Mr. Friedman. In theory, this should include your photo with MJF and an autograph on your item or 8x10. Good luck.
Yeah, so it's just he's being a gimmick, and
all I'm gonna say is this:
John Moxley's 100.
All I'm gonna say
Taz
is this:
is 50. That's not bad. Taz is only 50.
I think I'm actually gonna go on Friday, Matt. Because I'm actually off. I'm actually off that Friday.
Taz will be signing on Friday from 3 to 6. All meet and greets with Taz will take place inside Power Plant Live, in and around Rams Head Live.
Why 3 to 6?
No, I'm just reading. It's not my fault.
No, it's not you. Like, I gotta make sure I have a babysitter. I gotta have somebody pick up the kids. That's school time.
Some bitch.
No, because I'm actually thinking about paying that 149 for MJF. Seriously,
No, you're not.
I'm not, but I just wanted to see
Yeah.
how you sounded
The
when I said
closest
that.
the closest person to MJF is Sting. He's 130.
I'm not paying for Sting.
I'm saying he's the closest one to MJF. You can get Luger. You can get Luger for 50.
I can get it. I can get
You
wheat.
can get Art Anderson for 40.
I'm already planning Arn Anderson. You know, Arn Anderson's it's my goat.
You can
next
get the
to Triple H.
Shockmaster for 30.
Oh, hell yeah.
I can get the Shockmaster for free if I poke my finger in an outlet.
Hey, yo. I was wondering where you were going with that.
I could have went elsewhere.
I thought you were going. I thought you were going with two in the one in the yeah.
Yeah, we're not doing the shocker. No, sir.
the great Muda is 130 as well.
I was thinking about paying for Muda.
130. Fuck that.
Dude, Muda.
He's a legend, but I wouldn't pay 130.
Yes, I would rather pay. I'll put it to you like this:
I'd rather pay 150 for MJF.
for the prices that WWE charge at access for VIP, whether it be AJ, whether it be Braun, whether it be Sasha, whoever the fuck, I would rather pay that 130 for the Great Muda.
Yeah, but you also got to keep in mind, not only do you have to pay that 130, you got to pay 50 to get in too.
I mean, that's
you got to pay 50 just to get in the door. So I mean, technically, if you're just going, let's say you're going just to meet Muda, I mean that's $180 right there.
Very true. I didn't think about that.
So I mean that's why I'm not a super fan of the way Starcast operates. I mean I like the idea of the shows and stuff, but to get into the shows you need a bracelet, and those bracelets are almost $200, and you can't buy bracelets to specific shows. You got to buy one bracelet for all the shows.
Oh, speaking of that,
it's kind of ridiculous. I don't like the way it's set up at all.
I will share my full gear plans with you after the show, Matt.
Sounds great. Looking forward to it.
Daryl's gonna go full gear.
Yeah, but it's not.
Yeah, how many people are gonna wear full gear at full gear?
It's gonna be cold, so I'm gonna wear full gear.
Wait, what are you talking about? We're not going?
We're going, but
okay, good.
You say he's gonna tell you the plans afterwards.
I'm gonna tell you plans afterwards. It's not. You're not gonna like it completely.
Ooh.
Why am I? See that now?
We'll talk about it after.
Now I'm worried.
Don't worry.
Well, the fans want to hear what you have to say now. Jeez.
No. We'll talk about after.
They got to pay $14.99 for the extended
$14.99 our Patreon podcast.
Yes, for the aftermath.
Our After Dark Lost in the Midcard.
The aftermath.
Yes.
On Patreon. Yeah, don't look it up because we don't have one. We're free, baby. We're free 99.
You can cash at me. I'll take your money.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take money too. Shit. Did you guys see the SmackDown roster schedule with starts at Crown Jewel, like their travel schedule?
It's pretty rough.
Fuck. Okay.
What is it?
So they got to go to Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
Then they got to turn around for the very next day and head to Buffalo, New York for Friday Night SmackDown.
Sheesh.
6,621 miles. Then they got to head to a European tour in Switzerland on the 13th, like 2 weeks later.
Yowza.
And then 2 days later, come back for Philly.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, man. Racking
that better be a nice paycheck.
Fuck. SmackDown Live. Friday Night SmackDown's audience for last week went down to 2.4 million, so they've went to 3.88, 2.89, and now 2.4 on Fridays. Of course, Friday's a rough night to watch TV anyway, so... Fox has a 1-hour WWE special set to air this Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern. The title has not been announced, but the description reads a profile of some of the greatest stars in wrestling and the sport itself. AEW revealed a look at Taz's entrance for his guest commentary on AEW Dark. Of course, now AEW Dark, I believe, is out now, so you can go watch it for yourself. You think maybe Taz might get a little more involved down the road?
I don't know. I mean,
I think it's all up to him, to be perfectly honest. I think the door's open if he wants to.
yeah, it's optional. The only thing I can say is he'll continue. He'll keep his podcast, but I don't know if he want to step on the toes of those, because you're not going to rule out Excalibur. You're not going to rule out Jim Ross. Are you going to rule out Tony Schiavone? That's the question.
Yeah, the thing is,
No, honestly, Shivani's my favorite man in the booth right now.
oh yeah,
Right.
but JR's not always going to be there. Shivani may not always be there with other obligations. There may be a time that they do need somebody to fill in. So,
Yeah.
John Cena's new movie, Playing with Fire, set to be released out next in just a couple weeks on the 7th of November. So you're going to see lots of trailers for Playing with Fire if you haven't already on WWE programming, as that's coming up soon. Fox announces the XFL broadcast schedule. They will kick off on February 8th, Saturday night, when Los Angeles takes on Houston. I did not see who got drafted. But anybody notable besides Cardale Jones?
No one cares.
I'm just asking. Jesus Christ.
I'm just being honest. Who cares about the XFL? Besides Vince.
He hate me.
Like name me one dude that's excited about this league coming back. I'll wait.
He'll wait. I'm gonna wait with him.
And Raw got a boost in ratings this week, up to 2.34 million. All right, we got a new segment to end the show with. It is the LITMC mailbag. You send us some questions.
Where the cash just might answer all your questions.
Yeah, just like that. Send an email to litmcpodcast@gmail.com. We will answer your questions. We will, of course, we'll ask for them all. Before we get ready to record, we'll put out reminders on Twitter and Facebook as well. But anytime throughout the week, just go ahead and email us at litmcpodcast@gmail.com. Daryl, what do you got for us?
So, our first question comes from Sarah Black from Melbourne, Australia. She wants to know what are our honest thoughts on both the tradition of wrestlers, quote unquote, ribbing one another and the whole quote unquote kangaroo court thing. Fellas?
Well, ribbing that's just not even that's not in wrestling. Just in wrestling. I mean, it's in sports. It's just kind of a just a thing that's always...
I think it's a tired concept, to be perfectly honest.
True.
I think it's an old school thing. I mean, it was just more so like a hazing thing, whether a tradition in sports or fraternities, sororities, whatever the case may be. I think, like Matt said, it's kind of getting old.
Yeah, I think it's a dated concept that needs to change. I think the age of the rib should be long gone, and not just professional wrestling, but in pro sports in general. I don't know. To me personally, I just think it's run its course. Like, aren't we better as a people than that by now?
Yeah, I mean, but you got to think about you still have that let's just look at it like in reality. You still have the baby boomers here, and they still have that baby boomer mentality. You still have those wrestlers who grew up in the old school that were mentored by the older wrestlers. So it still may be a thing, and it might not be weaned out at this current moment.
No, I guarantee you, it still occurs and it still exists. I just think, as a society, I think it's something that we should move on from.
I agree.
In general, that's my 2 cents.
I agree.
The kangaroo court thing, I mean, that was basically kind of started in with wrestling. It started in the 90s with, Undertaker kind of being the judge and jury. I thought that I thought it was. I don't know if it's still going on today so much. If it is, maybe Roman Reigns is maybe one of those guys. But I mean, I thought it was a good.
I haven't heard about that much in the last couple years as we
I
used to
haven't
hear about it back in the day.
Well, like the Enzo situation was maybe the last thing I've heard of from a couple years ago. I think
Mm.
that where Roman Reigns kind of intervened in and kind of tried to set him straight. But I guess it's a kind of a way for people to police themselves, and if they're not doing the right thing, and I think Undertaker was a good, just as a good of any to be kind of one of those leaders, anyways. So I think it's just a way to kind of keep guys in line, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. What do you guys think?
I think as a former athlete, as it coincides with just sports period, you have to have sometimes you got to police your own. And in this particular situation or this particular industry, you can't let the corporate folks, whether it be Vince, whether it be Bischoff, whether it be Heyman, any type of atmosphere dictate what goes on between the boys. So like if you look at the military or the police force, you don't let your sergeants and lieutenants dictate what happens with the patrolmen. You know what I mean? Like you try to keep some type of code within the locker room. So I get it, and I'm not opposed to it. I've been on several, football and basketball teams where we had to police ourselves, so dumb shit wouldn't happen or escalate further and let folks bigger than like the corporate part or the bosses, punish one person or another. So I was fully behind. I haven't heard anything about it since, like you said, like the Undertaker or whatnot. But you know, I'm not opposed to it now. But nowadays, it is what it is. I think we can police ourselves.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we got a couple more in the mailbox here. Daryl,
All right.
what we got next here?
So we got two questions from Mr. Anthony Bushko. His first question is, which next potential IC title feud would y'all rather see? Shinsuke versus Bryan or Shinsuke versus Braun?
I think,
No, it's not even a question. I want Shinsuke and Bryan.
yeah, it's by far. Yeah.
So do I. I think we unanimously agree on that.
Yeah, honestly, that's not even
Close.
that's not even that's not even close.
Yeah,
I want my Bryan Shinsuke feud. I mean, look, if you go back and you listen to Nakamura, he's gone on record. One of the main reasons he signed with WWE to begin with was because he wanted to work with Daniel Bryan.
Yes.
He was so disappointed that he retired right after he got signed.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're actually going to get this, and if we actually get a long-term feud out of these two, I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. His next question was, how would y'all have done the draft this year?
Better than they did.
Who would y'all have drafted first round pick? Who would your first round picks be?
Well, I think right now, the hottest person.
How many are we picking here?
We can go according to what the format was. Let's just say we use the format that they used.
Yeah, I mean, the hottest thing in pro wrestling right now is the Fiend, so he's obviously a first round pick right now.
Well, we'll go JB, Matt, and then I'll go last. So you tell me what your 5 picks were, or whatever picks were for the first round.
Okay, so we each pick 5 people to start a roster with.
Yeah, I would do that.
All right, that's fine. Let's rock it.
JB, you do your thing, brother.
I mean, yeah, I'd clearly, the Fiend's the hottest thing in the WWE right now. So I'd go with the Fiend. On the women's side, obviously, Becky Lynch is the hottest thing going on right now. So definitely you go Fiend and Becky Lynch. Come back around for wrestlers. I think an entire package with his babyface run, I think Kevin Owens would be another first round pick, just because the babyface run has been so great with him, and really excited now to see what he's going to do with AJ Styles. As for a second female wrestler, right now the new Bayley stands out for me because she has transformed into a different persona. Really shocked us with destroying the Bayley buddies, and really excited to see where that goes. and then the final pick, the final pick after that. Um, I would have to. I'd have to go with maybe someone who has yet to be a world champion in the WWE, but has been great on the microphone, great in the ring, and that'd be Drew McIntyre.
Mr. Black.
I'm loading up out of the first round because that's the way to do it. I'm getting the most out of my investment. I will share your top 3 picks, JB. I will go with the Fiend, Becky Lynch, and Kevin Owens, but I'm rounding it out with the OC and the New Day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I would run my first round of talent. Like there's going to be more women I can get in the second round, but I mean if we're talking, if you want to go out of the gate and you want to get heavy, you grab the New Day, you grab the OC, you grab KO, the Fiend, Becky Lynch, and that's a hell of a roster to start your brand with.
I think I can agree with the 3. The Fiend, Becky Lynch. Well, actually, I'm gonna start with the 2. Actually, no, I'm gonna do the 3. I'm gonna go KO. But my last 2, I'm gonna go with some fairly new talent. I'm going to go with the Viking Raiders, and then I'm going to go with, just because of pure talent and someone who, like I said, hasn't had a title, but he draws money. I'm going with Braun.
I don't hate the Braun pick, but I hate the Viking Raiders pick. Just because, like, to me, like, that's a team that's going to be there in like the 4th or 5th round.
I'm with you.
That you can get. Like, I wouldn't wait. Like, I love the Viking Raiders, but I wouldn't waste the 1st round draft pick on them.
The only reason I said this is simply because I'm all about opportunity, and the way that, and you guys both know me well enough to know that the way Vince thinks, I hate it.
Oh, we all hate the way Vince thinks.
But then the whole Viking Raiders, Viking experience thing pissed me off so much. I want to give these guys a chance to, like, I hear what you're saying as far as 4th or 5th round, but I want to give them a chance to show the world, unlike Vince, show what they are.
No, and I get that. And like,
they're going to earn their 1st round pick, pretty much.
To me, would I want them on my roster? Absolutely. Would I spend a 1st round pick to get them? Absolutely not.
It just shows my faith in them.
No, I get it. I mean, it definitely could be the future of any tag team division in any company right now.
I liked your OC pick as well, but I just think that they speak for themselves. But me as a general manager, or me as a general manager of a SmackDown or a Raw, it just shows my faith in them to the company. It shows my faith in them to the fans. So if I show my faith, just like kind of what Vince did with Jinder, I know why he did it, but people start backing Jinder after a while.
Yeah, that's what with me. Like, tag teams are great, but I don't think tag teams are worth 1st round picks. I think you build your. I mean, AEW's maybe doubling down on tag teams, but I think in the current state of the WWE, I would start with the single stars and then work.
Well, that's why I said fuck the WWE. I'm doing shit my way.
Yeah.
No, but I hear both. I hear both of your opinions. I just want to do something different outside of the whole WWE spectrum, honestly.
Well, thanks everybody for sending in W. Thanks, Kurt. Thanks everybody sending in their questions. Continue to do so at any time. We'll get them on the podcast. Once again, litmcpodcast@gmail.com.
I think we'll get more next week, since we just decided to do this tonight.
Yeah.
Instead of giving people an entire week to send in questions. I appreciate the 2 of you that sent in questions tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Like, we're only limited. We're not trying to have like a 4-hour show, but we're going to get the best questions and we're going to answer them. We appreciate you guys. We like more fan interaction.
All right, that's going to do it for this week of Lost in the Midcard. As always, thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes and any of your favorite podcasting apps. Just search for Lost in the Midcard, hit that subscribe button. That way you know when every time a new episode comes your way, typically every Wednesday. Also, we're on the YouTube, and links to all that are on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard. And on our Twitter at LITMC Podcast. Give us a follow there. Daryl's on the Twitter at No One Like D. Matt is on the Twitter at Raw F Showtime. I am on the Twitter at JB Huskers. Give us all a follow too. And once again, I'll remind you that email is litmcpodcast@gmail.com, as we'll answer some more questions next week. All right, we have been caught up on wrestling, a lot of stuff going on this week. Daryl, what are your final thoughts?
Watch as much wrestling as you can. Please. Watch all of it.
Well,
enjoy it.
And Daryl, I got homework for you. You watch some Power because you'll like
it. It is actually pretty good, Daryl.
I'm gonna check it out. So with all that wrestling, drink it in, man.
A little bit of the little bit of the ugly.
Little bit of the ugly.
Little bit of the ugly. Matt, what are your final thoughts?
You're all fucking on drugs. That's my final thought.
Put that on a t-shirt, underdog. You're all on fucking drugs. We're gonna have our own t-shirt shop on Pro Wrestling Tees pretty soon.
Yep, lost.
A little bit of the ugly.
Ugly.
You're all on fucking drugs. I've watched a lot of pro wrestling the last 2 days, and a lot of it is good. So I'm glad 2019 is good for pro wrestling. Raw and SmackDown kind of, they're better this week than the draft episodes for sure. We got some good stuff. We got some bad stuff. NXT and AEW especially has been tremendous. NXT, they're okay. I mean, AEW has been a better product than NXT, but everything's good. And man, I'm loving me some NWA Power, taking me back in time, and some familiar names we haven't heard from in a while showing up. So
I just want pro wrestling that doesn't insult my intelligence, and I feel like I'm getting that from every company besides besides what WWE's putting out for Raw and SmackDown right now.
Yeah,
it's a good time to be a fan, and people need to remember that WWE is not your only choice. I mean, if you don't like what you're seeing from the WWE product, there are other great wrestling promotions to watch right now. I mean, there are more options than ever before.
I've seen a lot of people say that SmackDown and Raw don't even exist to them anymore. They don't even watch them. That
I mean,
they cancel the network and watch NXT and AEW. You know, I've seen people say that now. So
much wrestling. It's just beautiful. Just beautiful.
For Daryl, for Matt, this is JB. Thanks for tuning into Lost in Midcard. We'll be back at you next week with a little bit of the ugly.